Today, we're tackling maybe the toughest sleep in real estate, going from hands-on operator, stuck in the weeds, to being a real CEO who builds systems,
Mhm.
our mission, to figure out why so many investors get stuck with just a few properties and how you can build something that actually generates wealth passively and not just, another job. We're digging into sources all about systems that run themselves.
Exactly. And that's the core idea, isn't it?
Hmm.
The source of stress, it's not about grinding harder, it's about working differently.
Okay.
Shifting from reactive, always putting out fires, to proactive,
Yeah.
designing the machine. Because honestly, that's the only path past those first few properties without total burnout.
Right, let's unpack that. The research points to this big obstacle, the technician's trap.
Yeah.
What's that actually look like for an investor?
Oh, it's classic. And smart people fall into it all the time.
Yeah.
It's basically believing, hey, I'm great at screening tenants, or
Yeah.
nobody can manage this Reno cheaper than me.
So I have to do it myself.
Yeah, precisely.
Right.
You think you're the best property manager, the best bookkeeper, the best everything. So you stay in the trades, handling the nitty-gritty, instead of working on the business strategy.
Yeah.
That's the CEO job you're neglecting.
And that belief, wanting perfect control, perfect cost savings, it just creates a hard ceiling on growth, doesn't it? You can't be closing 3 deals if you're personally chasing plumbers.
You nailed it. That idea, no one can do it as well or as cheaply. Yeah, maybe it saves you 50 bucks on a quick fix,
Uh-huh.
but it costs you thousands in missed deals, lost focus, and just lost time. You're boxed in by the clock, 24 hours, that's it.
Right.
If you're like fielding urgent emails about a leaky sink, you're definitely not taking that 9 a.m. call with a new lender who could fund your next big portfolio. Your time's gone.
So the CEO view just flips that whole value proposition of an hour. Time is the real asset. The sources really hammer this. How do we actually draw the line, though, between a low-value task and a high-value one?
It's all about leverage. You've got to ask, what's my highest leverage time worth? If you spend an hour chasing down late rent, maybe that's, what, a $50 an hour job?
Okay.
But if you spend that same hour building a relationship with a key broker or doing deep analysis on an emerging market, that's easily $200 an hour work, maybe more.
Okay, $200 an hour, but let's push that. What does the top tier look like? The, say, $500 an hour task for a real estate CEO who's scaling up.
Ah, yeah. That's the stuff you absolutely cannot delegate. The truly strategic thinking.
Like what, specifically?
Well, it's not just market analysis. It's finding hidden opportunities, like spotting zoning arbitrage potential where a property's true value isn't reflected in the price because of its use.
Okay, seeing something others miss.
Exactly. Or maybe developing a unique way to stack debt across multiple properties to maximize returns. That needs deep focus, your specific knowledge,
Yeah.
and zero interruptions about tenant issues.
So the CEO's first job is basically hiring someone else to do everything but that $200, $500 stuff.
You got it. Hire your replacement for everything below that tier.
But okay, let's talk about the fear factor. I get the logic, my time is valuable. But actually handing over the keys to my properties, my cash flow, to a system, or worse, a VA I've never met. How do you get over that hump, that control issue?
That's probably the toughest internal battle. The key is realizing you're not just trusting a person randomly, you're trusting a process. A standardized process minimizes the risk.
Which brings us to the practical side. So picture that investor, 2, maybe 3 properties, feeling the burnout but nervous about letting go. What's the absolute first concrete step to start outsourcing?
Look, start with whatever is causing the most recurring pain. Usually, for small landlords, it's tenant calls and maintenance chaos, basically property management stuff.
Right, the constant interruptions.
Exactly. And the first move doesn't have to be hiring a full-time person. Not at all. You just test the waters, hire a virtual assistant, a VA, maybe just 5-10 hours a week. Their only job, handle incoming calls and emails, filter out the non-urgent stuff, schedule repairs based on guidelines you set. The goal is just removing yourself as the first point of contact for every little thing.
Okay, I think this is a critical point. Lots of people might delegate a task like, hey, find me a plumber. But they don't delegate the process. It's not just delegation, it's systemization, right? Building the actual playbook, the SOP. What does that really mean?
Yeah, huge difference. Systemization means you're documenting how to do it right every single time. And SOP ensures consistency no matter who's doing it.
So delegation is screen this tenant. Systemization is.
Systemization is handing them a detailed checklist, tenant screening protocol version 1.1 with 17 specific steps. It's all laid out.
Okay, but I have to push back a little. Building a super detailed SOP for like 3 units, doesn't that feel like Massive overkill. Am I just trading one kind of admin work, fixing toilets, for another, writing novels about fixing toilets? Where's the efficiency game now?
That's a fair question. Totally fair. But you need to think longer term. First off, that 3-unit portfolio. The goal is for it to become 30 units.
Roughly, yeah.
Well, you can't just magically create 20 SOPs overnight when you suddenly need them. You build the foundation early. Second, these documented systems, they make training incredibly fast. A new hire, a VA, whoever, they can get up to speed in days, not weeks. Because the how-to lives in the system, not just in your head.
Ah, so you're building the company's brain from day one.
That's a good way to put it. Institutional knowledge. And it pays off in quality control, too. The source material gives great examples, like a solid tenant screening SOP forces you to include checking prior landlord references, not just the current one who might be their buddy.
Good point.
That single step, written down, saves massive headaches later. Look, a business is just a system that creates a result. If that result completely depends on you, the owner, well, you don't have a business. You have a really demanding job.
And that transferability, having someone else run the plays, that's what lets you scale from 3 to 30, then 300. Okay, let's switch gears. The payoff. Because this isn't just about less stress, it's about getting bigger. How does having this smooth-running machine actually help you buy more properties?
Right, so building these repeatable systems gives you 2 massive advantages for growth. First one we kind of touched on, mental and time bandwidth.
Getting your time back.
Exactly. You kill the daily firefighting, suddenly you've got, 50, 60 extra hours a month. That goes straight into those high-value $500 an hour activities. Finding deals, building relationships, negotiating better terms.
Makes sense. And the second benefit, this feels like the one that really separates the small players from the big leagues.
Yeah. The second one is attracting capital. And this is huge for scaling significantly. Think about it. When you go talk to a serious private investor or a big commercial bank for a major loan, they're not just looking at the property's numbers, the cap rate. They are absolutely betting on the quality and professionalism of your operations.
So they're investing in your management company almost as much as the building itself.
100%. Your systems de-risk their investment. When you can walk in and show them your professional playbook, detailed SOPs for rent collection, maintenance response times, how you vet vendors,
You look like you actually know what you're doing.
it shows your success isn't just luck or hustle. It's repeatable. You're proving they're backing a proven system, not just you winging it. That level of professionalism, that's the language big money understands. It unlocks larger loans, better rates, partnerships you couldn't even get a meeting for before.
Okay, that really clicks. That's the aha. The property's the asset, sure. But the operating company, the systems, the SOPs, that's the engine. That's what proves you can handle more, attracts the capital, and lets you actually buy more assets reliably. You build an asset to manage the asset.
The system multiplies the value. It turns a bunch of properties into a coherent, valuable, sellable operating business.
Fantastic. Okay, let's make this super practical. Listeners nodding along, they recognize themselves in that technician's strap. What is the one single thing they can do this week to start that shift towards CEO?
Okay, the single most powerful first step, commit to doing a time audit. Sounds simple, but it's usually pretty eye-opening.
How does it work?
For 1 full week, you track every single hour, maybe even break it down into 15-minute chunks that you spend on anything related to your real estate. No cheating.
Log everything. Calls with tenants, driving to Home Depot, fiddling with spreadsheets, all of it.
Every last minute. Then, end of the week, you categorize it all, make 3 columns. $10 an hour tasks, that's basic admin filing stuff. $50 an hour tasks, tenant chats, routine scheduling. And then the $200 plus an hour column, the strategy, the deal making, the relationship building.
And when they actually look at that spreadsheet,
Honestly,
Yeah.
most people are shocked, genuinely shocked to see maybe 70%, 80% of their week is eaten up by that $10, $50 stuff.
what?
The numbers don't lie. It forces you to confront where your most valuable resource, your time, is actually going. That visual proof is the kick you need. So the mandate for the next week is clear. Pick the biggest chunk of low-value tasks from that audit and figure out how to delegate or systemize it immediately.
The time audit. Got to know where you are to figure out how to get where you want to go. You basically use it to fire yourself from the wrong jobs.
You couldn't say it better myself. You can't manage what you don't measure.
This has been incredibly helpful, really breaking down that shift from just being busy to actually building something scalable. Thanks for laying out why systems are just non-negotiable.
Absolutely. It's a crucial transition.
Yeah.
Take some guts, letting go of that low-level control to gain high-level growth. It's worth it.
So wrapping up, remember the goal isn't just staying busy. It's building systems that deliver results predictably, profitably, without you having to be there for every single thing.
And maybe one final thought for you to chew on this week. If your operating system is the asset that attracts capital and proves your professionalism, what's the single most sloppy, inconsistent, or undocumented process in your operation right now? What's the one thing that, if you fixed it today, would instantly make your business look way more buttoned up to a serious potential partner? Find that one thing this week. Build its SOP.
That's the real CEO challenge. Excellent. Thanks for diving deep with us. Keep building smart.